here so that you can, oh, did you hear that? Every single one of them needles just came out. My life, y'all. My life. Hi guys, and welcome to Froggy Day Crochet. My name is Erica, and I am coming to you live from beautiful South Carolina, where the temperature is currently 56 degrees. But never fear, it'll be a high of 87 today. Yes, summer has hit officially. Officially. I am not using my normal camera today because I let my son borrow it to take car pics after work. So, I am using a different camera. I am actually using my portable webcam, so if the picture's not as clean and crisp as normal, that is why. Before we get started, I would like to thank all of my returning viewers for stopping by. And if you're new and you enjoy what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button and liking this video. Okay, now that we got all that out of the way. I have no finished objects this week. Absolutely none. But I have worked on a few things. My intention this morning was to show you some new looms that I received and to do a review on something else. But like I said, with my son having my other camera, that plan kind of got shifted. So we'll just work with what we got. Okay, I have done absolutely no crocheting this week. None. But I have done some other things. Well, the first thing I want to show you is what I got for Mother's Day. A yarn bowl with a mom on it. I absolutely love it. I actually got this from my son's girlfriend. She said she came into the house one day and was watching me crochet, and she said she's crocheting out of a bag. That yarn's going to get tangled. So she said, Mama, you need a yarn bowl. So thank you, Kenzie. I love it very much. Okay. I casted on a sock on the loom. It is the Kitchener cast on. And I've already done the toe shaping. It's not really down far enough for you to see it on the underside. That's what the Kitchener looks like, and that's the beginning of the toe. I tried to play around with different toe up casts on the loom, but with the shape that it is, it's kind of hard to do some of the other toes. I was trying to find a way not to have all that extra yarn that the Kitchener produces, but again, with this type of loom or even a circular loom, it's kind of hard to do the other toes. So I can save that yarn for scraps and do like a scrap sock or something to that effect, but still playing around with it. This is going to be my own design. I'm not using a pattern, so not completely sure whether I'm going to keep going with what I've been doing, or take it off and restart. I'm using the Lion Brand mani-pedi There's big old hair. When you have thick hair like me, it falls out all the time. Anyway, mani-pedi is a #1. It's 219 yards, 200 meters, so it's a 50-gram ball. It's 75% superwash wool and 25% nylon. You can definitely tell it's got wool in it. I wouldn't say that it's rough. It's squishy. It definitely is squishy. But it's not soft. However, when it's worked up, it has a different feeling. So we'll see how that goes. I guess, let's see. That was in the color Yoga, which is the pink and yellow. It's looking green on the camera, but that's actually yellow. Yellowish. And purple and teal. So, yeah. That is that. I received a bag in the mail that I purchased. This is an Erin Lane bag. And it's called a twofer bag because it's got a little pocket in the middle where you can put 2 different cakes. And it's supposed to help them to stop tangling. I haven't used it that much yet to determine whether that is true. And then it has this little snap here on the side that you can put your yarn through if you like. The print on it says "Da flock." I couldn't resist. I thought it was hilarious with the sheep. You know. Inside this bag, I have a pair of socks that I have casted on. These are 2 at a time socks. Probably going to end up frogging these and restarting. I don't know. I may keep going. It may be something that will come out once it's blocked. But the tension on this toe right here is just horrible. You see all the bumps? Not sure what was going on with my tension at that point. Like I said, it may block out. I don't know if any of you have had any experience with things like that. Please let me know below. I don't know. My OCD probably will not allow me to continue. Which reminds me, I still have not frogged that Afghan yet. I put it out in my she shed, trying to give it some time. Everybody's right. You know, from the last video, I did have a lot of work into it, and it was only one little area, although that one little area will kill me. But because it's for me, I may just keep it. I don't know. I still haven't decided. Out of sight, out of mind for right now, right? So I'm using a #2 2.75 millimeter Chiagu lace with these socks. I like the Chiogu knitting needles. I also have some Addie or Cassell, you know, depending on where you're from. I have some of the Addie sock knitting needles on the way. So I had a pair of those very long time ago, and I really like the Addie as well for socks. They got misplaced. I have no idea where they are, none whatsoever. So like I said, if I frog it, I'm probably gonna start on the Addies when they get here. They should be here in the next, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. And see about that. I actually did the cast on for those socks. I did the Judy's Magic cast on for those, and I actually think I'm going to, if I do restart them, that I'm going to use the Turkish cast on because I like the looks of that one better versus the Magic cast on. So I'll play around with that. I'll let you guys know which way I decide to do that. All right, what else? I did get some new knitting needles. I got the Chiagu red lace interchangeable twist set. I did get the 4-inch set, and it came in this little case right here. It's got a pocket in the front that has some stitch markers, your stoppers, and your little T key to tighten the cables down. I got the set that has both the large and the small sizes in it. The one thing I do like about this set, well, the extra that I like, is it has extra pockets right here so that you can, oh, did you hear that? Every single one of them needles just came out. My life, y'all. My life. Okay, where was I? Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, so that's my life. Anyway, as I was saying, and let me hold this so they don't fall out again. What I like about, one of the things I like is it has these extra little pockets. So if you buy extra knitting needles, the interchangeable, you can put them in here with the sizes. That's all I was trying to say. These are the 4-inch. They are stainless steel. They're very lightweight. So far, very impressed. The downside. This was quite a bit of money on Amazon. It came also with 2 sets of cables. So you have cables for the smaller needles, which is their size 2 through 8. And then you have large cables for the size 9 and above. So it came with 2 sets of cables for the small needles and the large. But they're small. I wish that there would have been a little bit more information on the description of this because, well, let me start with the sizes first. You get an 8-inch, a 14-inch, and a 22-inch cable. Now, keep in mind that when you have your inches on your cable, the cable inches. What is said is not the true dimensions, okay? So when you have a cable, okay, say we're using the 22-inch. Okay, this cable itself is not 22 inches. It becomes 22 inches when you add the knitting needle. So with those being 4 inches, that's 8 inches off the top, which would make that full thing together 22 inches. So that's how you determine your size. But I wish the set would have came with longer cables. My fault. I didn't do a lot of investigating. Had I done some investigating, I would have got a different set. I went back in to buy more cables on Amazon. And I also knew that I had a couple projects coming up, a couple knit-alongs that were going to be going on hand in hand. So I wanted to get a couple extra needles of the same size, so that way I could have them be working on them both at the same time, because one of them is a knit along where you have your pattern up front, and the other one is a knit along where you get weekly updates, so that way I could work on 2 things at one time. By going back in and getting, looking at the cables and the extra needles and all these other things, I determined that it was actually cheaper to get. Oh, and I also wanted to have extra needles for more than 1 pair of socks at a time, because, you know, like, I'm really gonna do like 2 pairs of socks at one time, but, you know, the thought's always there. So it was actually cheaper for me to go back in and buy the small set, which comes with longer cords, than it was to go back and buy everything individually. I also found these little adapters, and I'll show you when they come in, that you can put on the end of these small cables to adapt to a large needle. So we'll see how that works. So having said that, I have started one of the cows. It actually starts today, but I did my swatch yesterday and cast it on, which reminds me, what are you guys' thoughts about swatching? Do you swatch? I know swatching is a love and hate, fine line, gray area for a lot of people. I don't always swatch when it comes to, say, Afghans or something to that effect, unless it's got a very intricate pattern on it, or I think I'm going to be playing yarn chicken. If I'm doing just like, well, like the Afghan that I was working on that I showed in the last episode, I didn't swatch for that because I've got so much acrylic stash that it's fine. But when it comes to garments and a new stitch, I always swatch. Here's what I feel. Invest in yourself. Invest the time. Make it work for you. I mean, why spend 2 or 3 weeks working on a garment for yourself only to find out it doesn't fit because you didn't swatch? Swatching can give you a lot of information. It can tell you, you don't have to do it every time. If you know that you're going to work with the same yarn all the time, then you know what your gauge is going to be with a particular hook or needle. So you don't have to do it every time. Write it down in your notebook and you'll have it forever. But swatching is like the app. I heard this on a another video that I watched on YouTube, and I thought it was perfect. But swatching is like the appetizer to the main meal, and the main meal is the finished project. We should be swatching. So I'm just curious what you guys' thoughts are on that. Do you swatch? I venture to guess that a lot of you don't, and that's fine. But invest in yourself. It's your time. Take that little extra time to do your swatching, and you can do so much from a swatch. Not only can you tell your gauge, but you can tell how much that swatch measures as far as, weighs, as far as ounces or grams. And from there, you can determine how much yarn you will actually need for your project based on the stitch count and row count that you get. Because, if you do a lot of, say, graph gans that only come with the graph or the written out pattern, it doesn't give you yarn estimates. You got to figure that out for yourself. So if you swatch for those and you weigh it out, you can get a better guesstimate, So let's swatch. Swatches are very important. But anyway, off my tangent there. One of the cows that I'm doing is actually the, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it's a vest with Marley Bird. You can find the information on her website, marleybird.com. It is a knit along hosted by her and Yarnspirations. And we're going to be using the Red Heart Rainbow Sprinkles and Red Heart Rainbow. It's a wrap, I think. 2 strands held together to make a vest. The yarn for that came in, but it's actually in my shed, so I'll have to show it to you at another time. The other knit along that I'm doing is called the Campside Cardi by Alicia Plummer. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, the glare, but it is a knit sweater. It is a cardigan. And it's got the eyelets on it. So I'm excited about that. I actually did my swatch yesterday, met gauge, and then cast it on last night. And this is what I have so far, the very beginning of the sweater. So it is a top-down type cardigan. So I've started doing my increases for the sleeves. Really not much to show yet, but I'm happy with it, with what I have gotten so far. So far it's been pretty mindless, just because it's increases, around each stitch marker. I am using Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek. It is their DK. This is actually the denim color. It is low. It's a low pill fiber. Like I said, it is a DK, and it is very soft and squishy. It's 4 ounces, 114 grams, 478 yards, or 437 meters. It suggests a 4mm knitting hook, knitting needle, or a size 6, or a 4.5 crochet hook, US size 7. Yeah, so let's see. I'm excited about that, that cardigan. So I'm sorry, guys. My brain is like everywhere this morning. It's, I don't know, it's like 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's like, I think my mouth is more awake than my brain. The only other thing that I've got to show you is, I don't know if you remember from one of my videos before, it's been several months ago, probably over last summer, that I got some of the Bear Knit Picks Bear, what was it called? See, I told you my brain. And I don't know if I have it in here with me. Let's see. Oh, I bet I have it right here. Yes, I do. Stroll. The Knit Picks Stroll fingering weight, which is 462 yards, 100 grams. It's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. I got a couple of those, like I said, way long time ago. It got put on the shelf, never did anything with it. I dug them out, and I decided to do some, if you've been on Instagram, you've already seen this. Well, at least one of them. I decided to try some dyeing. So I actually used the Kool-Aid that I had in the cabinet. And this is the first one I got. Isn't that so pretty? It does have some white in it. It's got the white and the green and the blue. And the orange. This one I actually did with 3 bowls of the Kool-Aid set together. With individual flavors, and then dip the yarn in it and let it kind of soak up, and then put it in the microwave to steam. So that's why this one does have a lot of the white through it. I'm okay with that. I think it'll make a beautiful pair of socks. The next one that I did was black cherry, and I actually dip dyed this one. So you've got your dark pink and rosy color up here. It looks white in the camera, but this is actually a very, very pale pink. Isn't that gorgeous how it looks tonal? I really like this one also. Like I said, just playing around. That one I actually did in a pot. So, you know, I dipped it down further and further each time. This one I did wet first. This one I did not. This next one I used grape. Isn't that gorgeous? So this is like a deep, it's not coming up true to color on my webcam at all, because that is a beautiful lavender color. There is a little bit of blue in it, so I'll tell you what I did. And I got some speckles on that side, which again is not coming up very well on this webcam. But I did the dip dye with the grape, and it struck the yarn so fast that a big chunk of it was white, and I was like, I don't like that. So I had one pack of the blue lemonade left, and so I just kind of sprinkled it on top of the yarn, and then the rest of it in the water. And so down here we've got the actual kind of like blue and lavender mixed together, and then it did that sprinkle. Really excited about that one too. I do have and it is also in the shed, an order from Nomad Yarns that I am going to be dyeing here shortly. Not necessarily today, but in the next couple weeks or so. Very excited about that. So I got 10 hanks of bare yarn from Nomad for like fingering weight yarn for like $60. So the quality of it feels heavenly. So I'm really excited to use that yarn, dye that yarn, and continue to get that yarn from them. Let's see. Anything else fun happen? Nope. So yeah, that's about all I've got this week. Hopefully next week I'll have some more things to show you. Like I said, I've got a few more acquisitions and a review on an actual true review on the knitting needles, and a true review on a new loom that I've got. But I'm going to have to do that at a different time with my son having my main camera and me working here off the webcam. So, you know, the things that we do for our children. So, yep, I guess that's about all for now, and we'll see y'all next time. And until then, stay froggy, guys. Bye.